Welcome everyone to the Pantheon. I'm your host Ray,
And I'm Evy.
and today we're looking at Blacklight, starring Liam Neeson. This was one of the last few movies that was day and day release, which means released in theaters and released on streaming service, which was Netflix. This came out in February 2022. It has a budget of 43 million, made about 15.3 in theaters because it was again day and day and had a limited release, so it was never meant to make a big budget splash, but it did hit theaters. So I'll just give you kind of a brief overview of it. So he plays Neeson's character plays an FBI fixer who works outside the realm of the FBI. He's in close contact with the director of the FBI, Gabriel Robinson, played by Adrian Quinn. He fixes deep cover agents, operatives who kind of go off, who kind of lose themselves in operations. So the very first scene we get is one of the deep undercover operatives in the Deep South. I guess as you would call them, the Klan or something of that nature. And because she slipped up, they realize that she is an undercover operative, and so he has to get her out of there. So, and then we come out after he rescues her. We find there's another person who he trained a long time ago, and he witnesses a death of the person he was in charge with, and he kind of loses his grip on reality and tries to go to the Washington Journal to spill his beans, so to speak. And he has to rein him back in before he kind of breaks the operation, and defies the chain of command. So he's like a fixer. He helps the FBI off the books. Did I get that? That's pretty much what the movie's about, right? Kind of thing. His name is Travis Block. He suffers from OCD. Like he's very, very particular how he does things. Everything has to be like specific, which is a really cool character trait for this particular hero. If you see the trailer is amazing. This makes everything you see in the trailer is in this movie. There's nothing that's like, how some trailers show you something that's not even in the film. Everything you're seeing is in this film. But your thoughts of this movie?
Really well done. Good action. Reminds me of like a lot of cop films, which is pretty good. Lots of action. It flows definitely. It's
one of the best scenes. Okay, so he drives a Dodge Challenger Hellcat, and the way they focus on this car, how it drives, is really, really hardcore. Like if you're like a fast car enthusiast, I mean, they really capture the wheels and the aggressiveness of this Dodge, the Dodge Challenger. And there's a scene where he's chasing a pickup truck, a garbage truck, down the streets of DC. And the chase is really intense, and you can see a lot of that $43 million budget is in this chase. It's definitely. It's really, really good. Besides that, this movie was horrible. I hated this film, but it's just this movie, like the director of the FBI, Adrian Quinn's character, and I won't go into like his character, like what goes on, but this man caves in, like without, like, you're the head of the FBI, any person who has ties to you can like get to you or do something to you, they have been taken care of, like, and he caves like without really, like, so there are things in this movie. The writing is really bad. He's 69 years old. He looks 69 years old. I mean, they tell him you're an old man, and he can't even run and hold his own. Like, with 5 minutes into the run, he's like holding his side. He's like, like he's just like out of breath. And the guys they have to literally stop and wait for him to catch up before they keep running. Like it's really like, even when he saves the first girl, the CIA operative who's undercover, like he's running around, he's hiding, he's sneaking out the back because he can't fight a single crowd member in there, and so all his stuff is like cloak and dagger fighting, and and it's just.
Sorry.
None of the characters in this are really exciting. The only character that's actually kind of interesting is the little girl. And she's only like what 3 years old, 4 years old.
Yeah.
The granddaughter. The daughter, it seems really negative, but I mean, there's a reason for it. I mean, the only character tick he has is his OCD, and him trying to adapt. That's the only like side story that kind of gives him more of a three-dimensional touch to it. But the movie it's boring. Like it's such a boring concept. Like the trailer, if you see this trailer shows you everything you need to see, but it's cut in such a way that it looks amazing. But if they gave you that, this movie would be good. But it's not. Like, this movie is just there. Pros and cons. Story's not that great. The action sequences are cool. Like this is the kind of movie that if you saw it, like if you're washing dishes, or like doing something, and it's playing in the background, it's okay. It's like the TBS or like the Sci-Fi Channel movie of the week. The fact that it had a theatrical release is surprising. But he sort of Liam Neeson. I think he is definitely category or piggybacking on the success of the Taken movies. He's done a couple of films right now that is sort of that kind of a character, and it's been successful on that. But I think he needs to change it to a different level. He can still do an action movie, but just change up the genre so it's not the same kind of character. Because I don't think he can. I don't know if he can pull it off. I know in like Taken 3, that was edited to the point where it's like it's not believable. Like there's a scene where he jumps over a fence. It was cut 22 shots of him, not even him jumping over a fence to show the scene that he can do it because he can't even climb a fence. It was that bad. No, it wasn't him. It was just really. If you ever seen the sequence, it's like it's really, really, really bad. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Okay, I'm Ray.
And I'm Evy.
Which I'm sorry to say, this is a thumbs down movie, but like we'll be back on Friday with a more happier thumbs up movie. Take care.